State of Wisconsin, Circuit Court, Manitowoc County, Branch 1. State of Wisconsin, Plaintiff versus Stephen A. Avery, Defendant. Partial motion hearing, case number 05CF381. Date, August 9th, 2006. Before, Honorable Patrick L. Willis, Circuit Court Judge. Appearances, Kenneth R. Kratz, Special Prosecutor, on behalf of the State of Wisconsin. Thomas J. Fallon, Special Prosecutor, on behalf of the State of Wisconsin. Dean A. Strang, Attorney at Law, on behalf of the defendant. Jerome F. Buting, Attorney at Law, on behalf of the defendant. Stephen A. Avery, Defendant, appeared in person. Partial transcript of proceedings, reported by Diane Tishenik, RPR, Official Court Reporter. Index. Witnesses. Detective Mark Weigert, continued. Cross-examination by Attorney Fallon, page 6. Redirect examination by Attorney Buting, page 18. Recross-examination by Attorney Fallon, page 30. Further redirect examination by Attorney Buting, page 32. Detective David Remiker. Direct examination by Attorney Buting, page 33. Continued direct examination by Attorney Buting, page 125. Cross-examination by Attorney Fallon, page 148. Redirect examination by Attorney Buting, page 161. Ryan Hillegas. Direct examination by Attorney Buting, page 61. Cross-examination by Attorney Fallon, page 90. Redirect examination by Attorney Buting, page 116. Earl Avery. Direct examination by Attorney Fallon, page 162. Cross-examination by Attorney Buting, page 175. Lieutenant James M. Lenk. Direct examination by Attorney Buting, page 187. Cross-examination by Attorney Fallon, page 215. Redirect examination by Attorney Buting, page 219. Exhibits. Exhibit 18, marked 109. Offered 116. Received 116. Exhibit 19, marked 110. Offered 116. Received 116. Exhibit 20, marked 129. Offered 159. Received 160. The Court. At this time, the Court calls State of Wisconsin versus Stephen Avery. It's case number 05CF381. We are here this morning on a continuation of a hearing regarding some pretrial motions filed by the defense, specifically the remaining testimony on the Franks motion that's been filed by the defense, and also to your testimony on defense motions regarding the execution of the search warrant that was issued, and a motion to suppress statements made by the defendant to the Merioneth County Sheriff's Department. Will the parties state their appearances for the record, please? Attorney Kratz. The State appears by Calumet County District Attorney Ken Kratz, appearing as Special Prosecutor in this matter. Tom Fallon from the Department of Justice also appears, having been appointed Special Prosecutor. Attorney Buting. Good morning, Your Honor. Buting and Williams by Attorney Jerome Buting, appearing on behalf of Mr. Avery, who is present. Also, Attorney Dean Strang, appearing on behalf of Mr. Avery. The Court. All right. As I recall, when we left off, Mark Weigert was testifying. The defense had completed its direct exam, and the State is going to cross-examine the witness today. Is that correct? Attorney Fallon. That's correct, Judge. The Court. All right. Is Mr. Weigert here? Attorney Fallon. Yes, he is. The Court. The Court will have the clerk re-swear the witness. Detective Mark Weigert, called as a witness herein, having been first duly sworn, was examined and testified as follows. The Clerk. Please be seated. Attorney Buting. Judge, I assume the sequestration order remains as to any other witness? The Court: Yes, it does. Attorney Fallon: Yes, it does. I don't believe any other witnesses relative to the Franks matter is present. Our victim/witness person advises me that is the case. Officer Fassbender is here for the next motion, unless there's any objection by counsel on him sitting in on this part. Attorney Buting: No. Attorney Fallon: Very well. The Court: All right, Mr. Fallon, you may proceed. Attorney Fallon: All right, thank you. Cross-examination by Attorney Fallon. Question: Detective Wiegert, before you spoke to Pam Sturm on that Saturday morning, November 5th, you had spoken to only one other volunteer searcher in this particular matter. Is that correct? Answer: That is correct. Question: As a matter of fact, you received only one call from that person? Answer: Yes. Question: And to this day, you don't really recall the name of the person who called you? Answer: No, I do not. Question: All right. You were informed by that person that the searchers would be searching county roads and ditches, etc., for evidence of Teresa Halbach. They're thinking perhaps that she had some type of motor vehicle accident? Answer: That's correct. Question: All right. The volunteers indicated they would be searching from Manitowoc to Michigan to the area where she lived, that general stretch of road? Answer: Right, the Michigan area over towards the Hilbert area. Question: All right. And you spoke to no other volunteers on that particular day, November 4th? That's a Friday. Is that right? Answer: That's correct. Question: All right. So, with respect to the events of November 4th, you did not organize any volunteer search group? Answer: No, not at all. Question: You did not coordinate anything with that particular group? Answer: No. Question: You did not direct them in any way? Answer: No. Question: You did not instruct them in any way? Answer: Did not. Question: You did not suggest any locales where they should commence their search? Answer: No. Question: And you certainly didn't give them any details of any other places or buildings or things to search? Answer: No. Question: And it's fair to say you gave them no instructions whatsoever? You basically were a conduit of information received from them? Answer: That's correct. Question: All right. As a result of receiving that information, you then called the Manitowoc Sheriff's Office? Answer: Yes, I contacted the shift commander at the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department. Question: And you advised the shift commander of the information you received from this volunteer searcher? Is that correct? Answer: That's correct, yes. Question: All right. And you did this because there were some safety issues or concerns with respect to people being out on the roads either late at night or early in the morning looking for Teresa Halbach? Answer: Yeah. My concern was they would be parked on the side of the road and there would be a lot of people, obviously, in the area for their safety. Question: All right. Now, on Saturday, November 5th, that particular morning, you contacted Detective Remiker. Is that correct? Answer: Yes. Question: And you wanted to meet with him at the Manitowoc Sheriff's Office? Answer: Yes. Question: In thinking you were wanting to come up with some type of game plan or organization as to how you were going about this, finding the missing person of Teresa Halbach? Answer: That's correct. Question: You wanted to, and one of the things I believe you indicated you wanted to ask consent because of the Avery family, because one of the places you wanted to search or look for her was their property. Is that correct? Answer: Yes. Question: And that's because, as far as anyone knew at that point, that was the last place she had been seen alive? Answer: Correct. Question: All right. And it was at that point, with respect to your discussions with Detective Remiker, that it was your thinking, at least in your mind, that if consent were granted to look at the Avery property and the surrounding area, you might, at that point, call upon the volunteers to assist in a search of that area? Answer: Yes. We had an idea of how big the salvage yard was, and we thought if they would grant us permission, since we were there with people in the area, we would ask them for their help. Question. All right. Now, up to this particular point, you had not asked for any volunteers' help, correct? Answer. No, did not. Question. Were you actually planning on meeting with volunteers at the sheriff's department, or just at some point later on asking for their help in search of various locales? Answer. No, our purpose was to meet with Detective Remiker, to discuss with him our ideas and see what kind of ideas he might have. But no, we had no intentions of meeting with any volunteer searchers at that time. Question. As a matter of fact, no such meeting with Detective Remiker regarding your thoughts ever occurred that morning, did it? Answer. That's correct. Question. You never asked for any volunteers for assistance on November 5th, correct? Answer. Correct. Question. You did not organize them on that day? Answer. No. Question. You did not direct them on that day? Answer. No. Question. You did not coordinate any of their efforts? Answer. Did not. Question. You did not suggest a place to search? Answer. No. Question. And prior to that day, you had never had any telephone or contact with Pamela Sturm regarding her intentions? Answer. That's correct. Question. All right. After your discussion with Detective Remiker, it was at that point where your department received a phone call from Pamela Sturm. Is that correct? Answer. Yes. Question. All right. And it was pursuant to that phone call that you then responded to the scene, to the Avery property? Answer. Yes. Question. All right. And again, prior to that phone conversation from her, you had no idea that anyone was actually going to that property that morning, did you? Answer. No idea. Question. All right. Attorney Fallon. Your Honor, does the court have Exhibit 15 available for our perusal, for the witness's perusal? The court. We will in a minute. Attorney Fallon. Very well. Question by Attorney Fallon. Detective, you were the affiant in the search warrant issued on November 5th, 2005? Answer. Yes, I was. Question. All right. And that means you set forth specific facts which you believed established probable cause to justify a search warrant of the Avery property, correct? Answer. Correct. Question. All right. Now, in that particular affidavit, and until we get the official one, I will let you examine my copy of Exhibit 15. I would like to direct your attention to paragraph 5. Attorney Fallon, may I approach the witness? The court. Yes. Attorney Fallon. Thank you. Question by Attorney Fallon. For the record, Detective, you have a copy of Exhibit 15? Answer. I do, yes. Question. Now, that copy of the Exhibit 15, however, does not have the return of the officers on it, correct? Answer. It does not. You are correct. Question. All right. The court. Just for my benefit, is this affidavit is attached to the defense motion, correct? Attorney Fallon. Yes, the warrant and affidavit are attached to the defense motion. The court. Because I have got a copy of the motion here, so at least I have something to follow along with. Attorney Fallon. All right, very well. Question by Attorney Fallon. Now, in paragraph 5, you use a phrase, a vehicle matching the description of the vehicle owned by Teresa Halbach was found on the Avery property. Is that correct? Answer. Yes. Question. All right. Now, there was much questioning regarding the discussion of matching, and first of all, let me begin by asking you this question, Detective Wiegert. What were the sources of information that you used to prepare that warrant? Answer. Actually had 3 different sources. One was Pam Sturm, and the information she called in, such as the color of the vehicle, the sticker on the back of the vehicle, the Lemieux Toyota sticker. The vehicle was covered up by branches, for example, and the partial VIN number that she provided me. Also, information I received from Karen Halbach, Teresa's mother, that the Lemieux Toyota sticker should be on the back of her truck, which matched the one that was out at the scene. Also, information that I had gotten from Detective Remiker. He had went to the scene and verified the complete and entire VIN number, which matched Teresa Halbach's vehicle. Question. All right. Now, Detective Remiker arrived at that scene before you and other members of the Calumet County Sheriff's Department arrived there, correct? Answer. Yes, he did. Question. All right. Were you in communication with Detective Remiker by telephone prior to your arrival at the salvage yard? Answer. By telephone and I believe also on the radio, 1 or 2 times, yes. Question. All right. Now, you also, did you not, have information from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, some teletype communication with a more detailed description of the vehicle registered to Teresa Halbach? Answer. Yes, we did. Question. All right. So you knew then that it was a 1999 or 2000 Toyota RAV4? Answer. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, when Pam Sturm had called, she had told me that she believed it was a 99 or 2000 RAV4, so that also matched. Question. All right. And with respect to, for purposes of our discussion now, would you describe for us, well, first of all, let me ask this. When you arrived at the scene, did you have an opportunity to examine the vehicle yourself? Answer. I stayed at least 100 yards from the vehicle. Question. All right. Answer. I did not get close to the vehicle. Question. All right. Since that time, have you had an opportunity to get a close look at the vehicle? Answer. Absolutely, yes. Question. All right. Now, for purposes of our discussion, describe the color of that vehicle for us. Answer. I would say it's a greenish-bluish color. It depends on when the light hits it, what color it is. It kind of differs with the different type of light you have, but it's a greenish blue. Question. All right. And in your particular affidavit there, you used the phrase dark blue. Is that correct? Answer. Yes. Question. All right. Now, with respect to the information provided by Ms. Sturm, you indicated that you received a partial VIN number. First of all, with respect to VINs, to be more grammatically correct, how many characters are commonly associated with a VIN? Answer. 17 characters in a VIN number. Question. And with respect to the information provided by Ms. Sturm, how many characters did she provide of that number? Answer. She provided 10 of the 17 numbers off the VIN, and those matched, obviously, Teresa's vehicle. Question. All right. And with respect to Detective Remiker's involvement here, did Detective Remiker advise you that he had confirmed the remaining numbers? Answer. Yes, he did. As a matter of fact, he indicated that he had a match and that all the numbers were verified. Question. All right. Now, and all that occurred before you applied for the search warrant, which is reflected in Exhibit 15? Answer. That's correct, yes. Question. All right. So, at the time you prepared that warrant, you knew that a vehicle that was dark blue or greenish blue had been located at the Avery property? Answer. Yes. Question. You knew the vehicle was secreted in some way, insofar as it was covered by brush and other automobile parts? Answer. Yes. Question. You knew that you had 10 of 17 VIN characters from Ms. Sturm and the remaining 7 provided by Detective Remiker? Answer. Yes. Question. You had a teletype from the Department of Transportation regarding the registration and description of the vehicle? Answer. Yes. Question. And you also confirmed with Karen Halbach that there was a Lemieux Toyota sticker available or located on that vehicle? Answer. Yes. Question. All right. And at the time as a matter of fact, you knew before you even got there from your discussion with Ms. Sturm that such a sticker, dealer sticker, was on that vehicle? Answer. Yes, I did. Question. All right. Now, Detective, did you deliberately misstate any facts in that affidavit? Answer: absolutely not. Question: and in your mind, did you omit any significant facts which would affect the determination of probable cause by this court? Answer: no. Attorney Fallon: no other questions. The court. Mr. Buting. Redirect examination by Attorney Buting. Question: now, Detective, so it's your testimony that you did not tell Detective Remiker from the Manitowoc Sheriff's Department that you had, I'm referring now to Saturday morning, the November 5th, before the vehicle was discovered. Answer: mm-hmm. Question: is it your testimony that you did not tell him that you had volunteers that were willing and interested in going to the Avery property? Answer: I did not tell him that there were volunteers willing to go to the Avery property. That's correct. Question: okay. And you did not tell him that several of the volunteer search parties would be coming to the Manitowoc Sheriff's Department to meet and coordinate efforts? Is that your testimony? Answer: that's correct. Question: okay. And you are familiar, we have discussed it briefly, but just to refresh your recollection, we talked about it earlier. You have had training in how to apply for search warrants, right? Answer: yes. Question: and you know that it's very important that you be completely truthful and honest when you prepare an affidavit for a search warrant, right? Answer: that's correct, yes. Question: and that's so the judge or the magistrate can form his or her own opinion as to whether or not there's probable cause to justify the warrant, right? Answer: yes. Question: in other words, the judge is not supposed to simply rely on your belief that probable cause exists, correct? Answer: yes. Question: that you have to provide the facts to him or her so that an independent decision can be made, correct? Answer: that's correct. Question: and in your affidavit, Exhibit 15, the court, the record should reflect that he's holding the actual Exhibit 15 at this point. It was handed to him during the testimony on cross-examination. Attorney Buting: thank you, Your Honor. Question by Attorney Buting: in Exhibit 15, directing your attention to paragraph 5, you prepared the words, the wording in this paragraph are your words, are they not? Answer: yes. Question: anybody else help you formulate this? Answer: Detective Remiker was there when we put it together. Question: okay, so was it a mutual effort between you and Detective Remiker? Answer: yes. Question: both of you read it over? Answer: I can't say if he read it over. I know I did. I can't testify to what he did for sure. Question: all right. And you read it over and you swore to it? Answer: I did. Question: and in that, you specifically said that the volunteer searcher had located, I'm sorry, I will use the exact phraseology here, that officers had received information, quote, from volunteer searchers that they had located a vehicle matching the description of the vehicle owned by Teresa Halbach, closed quote, right? Answer: yes. Question: but in point of fact, you had no information that the volunteers told you the vehicle matched the description. Answer: no, she told me what type of vehicle it was. She told me that there was a sticker on the back. She told me the color of the vehicle. She told me the year of the vehicle. To me, that's matched. Question: so the volunteers did not tell you that it matched. You concluded that it matched? Answer: I concluded from the information the searcher gave me that there was a match. Question: and you did not, however, put in your affidavit for the judge to make his or her own determination on whether or not the vehicle matched the following facts. You did not mention anything about a Lemieux sticker, isn't that correct? Answer: it is not in the affidavit, that's correct. Question: you did not mention anything about the model year, is that correct? Answer: I would have to review the affidavit to be sure. Question: take your time. Answer: that's correct. Question: And you did not put anything in your affidavit to tell the judge that the volunteer you personally spoke with, that is, Pamela Sturm, told you that she was concerned that the color did not appear to match the description of the vehicle as she understood it? Answer. She indicated that it was a bluish-green color, and I don't know exactly what's in the affidavit, again without looking at it, but that's what she told me. Question. And she told you, though, also that she was, as a result of the fact that the information had gone out that the vehicle was green, that's correct, is it not? Answer. Yes, that's correct. Question. She told you, therefore, that she was not certain that this was really the same vehicle, right? Answer. She initially was concerned about the color because she said it was a bluish green. However, after discussing other facets of the vehicle, the sticker, what she said was the year of the vehicle, and the VIN number, I took it that she believed that it was the vehicle. Question. But she never told you that. You just took it at that? Answer. She asked me several times, is this the vehicle? And I said, I can't tell you that at this time. Question. Okay. And that uncertainty about the difference in color that she expressed to you was not something that you included in your affidavit, isn't that right? Answer. No, because I believed... Question. That's fine. Answer the question. The answer is no, is that right? Answer. That's correct. Question. The sources of the information that you said went into this paragraph 5, you included information from Detective Remiker, who had actually arrived at the scene, correct? Answer. Yes. Question. Now, are you aware that Detective Remiker did not have any consent from the property owners to be in the location he was at when he made his observations? Answer. No. Attorney Fallon. Objection. The Court. What is the objection? Attorney Fallon. Speculation. It's irrelevant at this point. The Court. Mr. Buting? Mr. Buting. Well, it is relevant. It goes directly to the issue of what can be relied upon in a search warrant. Attorney Fallon. I don't see how that is relevant to the averments in the affidavit, under the circumstances in which the affidavit was presented. The Court. All right. I'm not going to say that it's not relevant for purposes of the defense motion, but I think for purposes of this witness's testimony, I agree with Mr. Fallon. The Court will sustain the objection. Question by Attorney Buting. All right. As part of your experience and training with regard to search warrant applications, you know that you cannot put information into a warrant for a judge to rely on that was obtained unlawfully by the police. Is that right? Answer. Yes. Question. And that you are also aware that observations that an officer may make on private property, the lawfulness of those observations would depend on whether that officer had a lawful purpose in being there at the time he made such observations, right? Answer. Yes. Question. And that if Detective Remiker, in this instance, did not have a lawful reason to be in the place where he made the observation you relied upon, you would not have included those in his affidavit, right? Answer. If I knew he wasn't there lawfully, are you asking? Question. Yes. Answer. Would I have included that? If I knew he was there illegally, I would not include that, no. Question. Okay. And he was with you when you prepared this affidavit? Answer. That's correct. Question. Did you ask him whether he had consent to be in that portion of the Avery property where he was making his observations of the RAV4 vehicle? Answer. I did not ask him if he had permission to be there. I assumed he did. Question. And he never told you that he had permission to be there? Answer. I never asked him. Question. That's not my question. Did he ever tell you? Answer. No, not specifically. Question. Okay. And you actually arrived at the scene later yourself, correct? Answer. Later than? Question. Than Detective Remiker. Answer. Yes. Question. A matter of a few minutes, I believe, correct? Answer. Correct. Question. And you had an opportunity to speak with one of the property owners or managers, correct? Answer. I did speak with Earl Avery, that's correct. Question. And you did so after you had been there for a period of time, right? Answer. Yes. Attorney Fallon. Objection on 2 grounds: irrelevant, and 2, beyond the scope of cross-examination. The Court. Sustained as beyond the scope. Question by Attorney Buting. Did you know... Well, first of all, when you first arrived, did you see Mr. Earl Avery or any other property owner speaking or standing next to Detective Remiker? Answer. Earl Avery was in the area. I don't know if he was speaking to anybody or not. I don't recall that. Question. In fact, it wasn't until 5 or so minutes later that Mr. Avery, Earl Avery, came up to where you were located and asked what was going on. Isn't that right? Answer. I believe Earl Avery was already in that area on a 4-wheeler when we arrived. Question. Was he over by the vehicle? Answer. He was probably within feet of one of the squad cars. I don't know that. Question. Did you have personal knowledge about whether he had consented to Detective Remiker being in the location he was when he made his observations of the vehicle? Attorney Fallon. Again, objection, beyond the scope. It's irrelevant. The Court. The Court will sustain the objection. It's beyond the scope of redirect. Question by Attorney Buting. So, just so we're clear, then, the information you relied upon in terms of the description of the vehicle and whether or not it was similar to or matched the Teresa Halbach vehicle did not come from your own personal observations? Answer. No, it came from other people. That's correct. Question. Because even when you arrived on the scene, you did not physically walk up to the vehicle to check out any of the information you had received about it, right? Answer. I could see the vehicle. I did not walk up to the vehicle. Question. So you couldn't see its VIN number, for instance? Answer. That's correct. Question. And it's your testimony that Detective Remiker told you that he had walked up to the vehicle? Answer. Yes. Question. And that he had actually obtained the entire VIN number, all 17 numbers? Answer. Yes. Question. When you say that, in paragraph 5, that Investigator Remiker, this is halfway down, your affiant is informed that Investigator Remiker was provided with the VIN number of the RAV4 located at the Avery Auto Salvage. You are saying that it was provided by somebody else to him or... Answer. I'm not understanding your question. He was provided with the VIN to match up to the one that was on the truck at the salvage yard. Question. But you say that he was provided with the VIN number of the RAV4 that was located at the Avery property, right? And then the rest of your sentence after the semicolon goes on, the searchers provided the VIN number, and you list all 17 numbers, right? Answer. Yes. Well, I believe what happened is the number that Pam Sturm called in, I discussed that with Detective Remiker. I believe that's what that's referring to. Question. So when you say in this affidavit that the searchers provided the VIN number and you list all 17 characters, that in fact is not true. Isn't that right? Answer. No, they provided 10 of the 17 numbers. Attorney Buting. All right, I have no other questions. The Court. Any recross? Attorney Fallon. A couple questions. Recross examination by Attorney Fallon. Question. Counsel asked you about your experience in applying for search warrants and the need for accurate, reliable, truthful information, so I have a few questions regarding that. With respect to your experience in applying for search warrants, you are aware that the legal standard is probable cause? Answer. That's correct. Question. All right. And that is a standard of proof that's somewhat or significantly less than beyond a reasonable doubt? Answer. Yes. Question. It's a standard of proof which is less than, more likely than not, by less than 50%? Answer. Yes. Question. Probability? Answer. Yes. Question. All right. And based on the information that you had at the time from Ms. Sturm, that you had a dark blue or bluish-green late model 1999 to 2000 Toyota RAV4, that it had a Lemieux sticker on it, that it was secreted in brush and other automobile parts, that you had, at a minimum, before you even arrived, 10 of the VIN characters. In your mind, did you believe that was probable cause right there? Answer. Absolutely. I think that would have been enough to get a search warrant right there, in my opinion. Question. As a matter of fact, setting aside for the VIN number the fact that Teresa Halbach was last seen on the Avery property on October 31st, the fact that the defendant, Stephen Avery, acknowledged her as being there as recently as November 4th, that she was there to take pictures of a vehicle he was selling, the fact that he was the last person known to have seen her alive, the fact that a late model dark blue greenish RAV4 was located on that property, setting aside the VIN number, setting aside all that, in your mind, is that probable cause? Answer. Absolutely, yes. Attorney Fallon. That's all I have. Attorney Buting. Just one quick follow-up. Redirect examination. By Attorney Buting. Question. Until the vehicle was located by Ms. Sturm on the 5th, you did not believe there was probable cause to get a warrant, isn't that right? Answer. Maybe not at that point, but looking at it now, yeah, I believe it would have. Question. You didn't, in other words, the mere fact that Mr. Avery, that Teresa Halbach had been at the Avery property 4 or 5 days earlier, and that Mr. Avery had acknowledged that, was not enough for you to get probable cause for a search warrant. Answer. I think the fact that she was missing for that many days, coupled with the fact that it was the last place she was seen, I think looking back on it now, we may have been able to use that for enough probable cause. Question. But you did not seek a warrant at that time? Answer. At that point, we did not, no. Question. And during that period of time, you were obviously concerned about doing whatever you could to locate Teresa Halbach? Answer. That's correct. Question. And nevertheless, you did not seek a warrant until after Ms. Sturm located the vehicle on the property? Answer. That is true, yes. Attorney Buting. Thank you. No further questions. Attorney Fallon. Nothing else. The court. Witness is excused. The witness. Thank you.